Welcome to a brand new retro game pickups video. Let's go! Okay guys, you may be aware if you're familiar with the channel that I've been out and about on quite a few retro game hunts recently, and I've amassed my first haul of retro game pickups from a couple of weeks ago. There's another video coming this coming week as well, and it's about a white Wii U bundle that I got a bargain on. An absolute bargain considering which release of the Wii U console it is, so you guys need to stay tuned for that. Got more stuff coming up. But I want to show you guys some Super Nintendo, Sega Mega Drive, PS3 and Nintendo Wii games right here. If I sound a bit funny, I've got my Invisalign in, so just got them sorted. So I'm a little bit self-conscious, but we'll scratch that, you don't care about me. Let's get into the retro game pickups then. So I'm gonna start with some nothing overly kind of to scream about Super Nintendo games, all right? Gonna start with Pebble Beach Golf Links. Again, nothing major, but I've had this hankering recently to play golf games, and you're probably gonna think that I'm lying or I'm ridiculous, but I was having a conversation with somebody on stream, and they asked me, do you like golf games? And I'd kind of mentioned that I'd played like golf on the Wii, and I've never, never really kind of given it much thought or attention, but I really freaking enjoyed it. So I saw this down at Game World on the Game World Retro Game Hunt, and I thought that this actually, the screenshots don't look too bad. I'm just going to throw it. The screenshots don't look too bad, so I thought I'd give this one a little blast. And then we have, and I love tennis games on the Super Nintendo. This being Smash Tennis. Boxed, this only cost £4. It's missing the inserts, okay? Now, I've been trying to source cheap and plentiful sources to buy inserts, wow, that was a mouthful, for the Super Nintendo boxes. So if you know anywhere, if you could give me a shout, I'd really appreciate it. So thought I'd start off with some okay Super Nintendo titles. Gonna just put them here. Next up then, I'm going to show you this because this intrigued me, okay? This is a PS1 game you don't see around that often. This is Street Skater 2. I've never played the second, but I was absolutely hooked on the first. And the first came out around a time when Tony Hawk's had just kind of kicked off. And it was nothing like Tony Hawk's, the Street Skater franchise. In fact, it was probably the polar opposite in terms of its extremities, because it was absolutely wild. You could like somersault in the air and then land back on your board while you're halfway off half pipe in the air. I mean, it was absolutely bonkers. The colour palette was absolutely bright, popping, and really attractive to play. And I kind of saw this, and it was like £3.99, so £4. And I thought, if I've enjoyed the first, maybe I can get some enjoyment out of this as well. So that's why I picked this up, and I think I never see it around that often, and I kind of really like that as well when I'm out on a retro game hunt, and I see something in the cupboard and I'm like, oh, it's nothing major, it's not rare, but you don't see it that often. It's like, what? Oh, the buzz I get is immense. So snagged myself a little copy of Street Skater 2. I'm going to chuck that there. Here we have Zoo Tycoon DS. Huge fan of the Tycoon games. Love, as do many of you, the Roller Coaster Tycoon games. This is a very similar premise, but with a zoo. You've got the isometric top-down view, and you've just got to create a really gnarly zoo. And it was in the forefront of my mind as obviously zoo. Planet Coaster. They did a zoo one anyway. Planet Zoo, and it looks mint. It looks absolutely mint. So I kind of saw this, and I think I paid like £2 for it. I was like, dude, I'm there. Was this from a charity shop? I believe this was from a charity shop. This was down in Hinckley a couple of weeks back. So picked that up. Really looking forward to playing this. Cannot wait. I also cannot wait. So I've been promised an early code for 2 Point Hospital. So I'll be allowed to generate content, including streams, to stream 2 Point Hospital early. I'm just kind of thinking strategy game. So if you guys want to watch some of that, I urge you to kind of stay tuned. As soon as I get the code and the green light to stream, I'm there. Right, next up then, let's go with some of these bad boys. Okay, I'm going to go with these three. These three are really interesting. FZero GX on the Nintendo GameCube. This is one of the best 4-player games I've ever played. And I say 4-player, yes, you can play it 2-player, 3-player, 1-player if you like, but I love playing this 4-player. When I used to go to the Play Expo a lot, it used to be one of those things that I did every year, and I just kind of jump on. People would play. When my auntie went with me, she'd jump in as well. And this was only, I think this was £22 from a CEX. Freaking good price, guys. Freaking good price, because this can go anywhere up from 25 quid and upwards depending on condition, and this is in remarkable condition with all of the additional leaflets in, like the advertisement poster, warranty card, etc. So I was so stoked to find that. And then I think it was your good self Horror Punks that clocked Run Like Hell on the original Xbox. Apparently this is one of those games that has a very much like a kind of Silent Hill, Resident Evil vibes running through it. I've never played it. It was £12, so by original Xbox game standards, it's kind of expensive considering you can get the majority of the library for like a couple of quid. Excuse me. So I wanted to give it a go. And on the back, it looks like a marine. So that, like, I'm already kind of hooked because I love aliens. And I'm really glad actually that Horror Punks watched that £5 game challenge and actually picked up on this. Now, the next one is Turbo Outrun on the Sega Mega Drive. Now, here's the horrific story about this. Like I said to you in that £5 game challenge, there was a guy in front of me with a couple of bags full of games. I didn't see Mega Drive games, but as I was kind of cashing out myself, I could see the guys behind the till pulling out of all of these Mega Drive games, including this. And I wanted to buy it immediately. And the guy behind the till wouldn't let me buy it off the guy that had bought them in. He was like, no, we're buying it, we're buying it. I was like, okay. And my heart sank when he gave him the money for this. He gave him £4 for this. Okay, so we had to sell it to the guy, gave him 4 quid, and then within 15 seconds charged me 18. I was like, wow, what a markup CEX make on retro games. I was like, really? Dude, for real? I mean, I know everybody has to make money, and because of this damage here, you see like there's this, the flap, there's a kind of rip there. They deemed this as unboxed. It has manual, which is just fallen on the floor, cartridge, and an amply presented case, but 4 quid. I was a little bit peeved. So here's my tip. And here's my tip to myself. If you see anybody in CEX that's trying to kind of sell stuff to CEX, just jump in. Just jump in, man. Jump in. Continuing then, game I've never seen or played on the PS3, Stormrise. It says here, command the conflict on every level. Looks like a first-person shooter. It says fast, frontline commando, intuitive, fast-paced control your troops across massive battlefields. Don't know if it's any good. Thought I'd give it a whirl. I think it cost me about £1 from a charity shop. Let me know actually in the comment section below if this bad boy is decent. We got some Wii titles then, nothing major, but again, a couple of games that I picked up for a couple of pounds over in the Game World Retro Game Hunt. You can go and check that out. I'll link the Retro Game Hunt playlist in the cards. We have Mario Strikers Charged Football. This was only 2 quid, and this is actually on point. Really lovely box art, really nice box art, and I was quite surprised that I didn't own this considering I have quite a few Nintendo Wii games. Picked up Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles. Resident Evil is an important franchise to me, as it is to many of you. I was there from the beginning. I'm still here now. I kind of fell out of love with it a little bit when the back end of the second half of Resident Evil 5, that part of the game, and Resident Evil 6 were just a write-off for me. Everything else Resident Evil has been absolutely wicked. So this was again £2. Not too shabby-dabby, if I do say so myself. And then finally, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This does go for a little bit more than £4 in CEX, and I've kind of avoided it for quite a number of years. I don't know why. It's just one of those games that's quite prevalent. You see it no matter where you go, to be fair. And then kind of Jess picks it out and she's like, that's not a bad price, Gemma, why didn't you get it? £4, ooh, you can't go wrong. So I think on the whole, this is a really nice kind of little spread of retro games. Got some Super Nintendo, like I said. You know about the Turbo Outrun story. But out of all of them, I'm looking forward to playing Run Like Hell, as well as Street Skater 2 the most. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and let's conclude. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Retro Game Pickups. Got lots planned, got a retro game hunt coming. I went down to Nina's, it's Kirkby Sales and Exchange, took some footage of the new stock that she got in. We've got a little bit of charity shop stuff at the end of that video. That's going to drop this week. So stay tuned, more to come, more goodness, and plenty of reasons to subscribe, guys. So why don't you do that right now? And also leave a like, and I'm going to leave it there. Have a beautiful day. My name is Gemma. Take care. See you soon.